Hello, I am William Sutton, and I'm going to be recording the voiceover for my 2D level. I'm recording it separately because I don't have um, Unreal at home, and I would look a bit weird like recording it in my library and stuff. If I sound a bit weird, it's because I have a cold, and sorry because of that. If I sneeze randomly in the middle of a video, that might be why. So I should get right into it. Yeah, the falling tree there, I didn't really change much in the first section of this level. The forest section pretty much stayed the same. I did add these chains to make it look like the platform was actually being held up by like a branch, so it wasn't floating. I haven't really changed anything else in the forest section of the level, but in the background you can see here I created a mountain and put loads of towers around it to make it look nicer in the background. Yeah, and there was just a vine there, if you just saw that right there. So if you go on the jump pad, you can't get out of bounds where you're not supposed to be. And it adds a bit more detail to the level as well, so all good. For this area, I mostly focused on the background of a level because I really like this background of a level, because if I pause it here, it's like can't really see if it's like a gate, but then there's a statue behind it and pillars and stuff, like a great, like something you would find in the graveyard, like my level is based off. You could kind of see the statues there and the broken walls around it. For this run, I'm gonna go on my my critical path, but then I'm going to show the other two paths as well. And if you could tell there, the lighting changed a bit. But this is as I use like a post-processing volume to make the lighting more blue and dark, as it's supposed to be set at dusk. Whatever. In the background here, there's a courtyard scene with enemies running around in there, and just a chicken there for some reason. Yeah, and just normal other stuff, banners and stuff. For this trap, I moved the movers closer together, so you like. Okay, let me get back to it. Yeah, for this trap, I moved the movers closer together so you could see where you're going instead of like having to do a leap of faith. You can have to do a leap of faith sometimes, but it's more clearer to see where you're going because they're much closer together. It's much better than like that. And just more meshing there with a flag. And inside the castle, the lighting post-processing volume changes again into a more like inside feel, like torches and stuff. And then I have statues in the background of a pot to make some meshes look like stand out. This room is supposed to be the dining room of the castle, and I added a sign there, if you could see it, like hinting at people to explore so they can find the secret area before they actually press the switch to bring up the stairs. Yeah, this secret area just has barrels and torches and stuff in it, just storage probably. And then you flick the switch like before and go up. recently I discovered enemies in the game, and I wanted to put like enemies in somehow, so I just implemented them in empty areas I had in my level, and I feel it worked out okay. Then this has changed a tiny bit. Instead of the blocks, I've used barrels and lifted them up with pipes and stuff so they don't look out of place. And then a little hole in the wall I really like, which shows a background with towers and the sky map in the background of the mountains. This area not changed that much, it's still fall through. As you could see, I could accidentally step on the chest there. I'm probably gonna fix that after this level, after I've recorded this. But it's all the same, there's just more lighting and stuff, using the torches. And the traps are the same as the ones I did before. There's a trapdoor there which will open if you press that lever, but I'm not going to get to it yet, so I'll probably do that in one of the other things. And then you just do the right lever, and then it's the end of the level. So that was the critical path of my level. So here's going to be one of my other paths when I get back to the area where the path split. And the bottom has not really changed at this area, just the 2 normal spinner traps and a jump pad leading back up. So if you miss that jump back there, it teaches you that it's bad because you don't want to run into more traps and take longer. So it doesn't kill you, but it teaches you that it's bad. Then you just open the door again. Oh. Yeah, you could see the background statues in between the things there. It looks quite nice. Can't really see it that much, but yeah, this area I'm going to use my top route. I found it really hard to make this floating platform look like it was actually in real life, like not actually floating, so I had to use pillars to give the illusion that it's being held up. Unfortunately, I couldn't have an illusion to hold up this crusher because like you have to get on top of it and below it and stuff. There's not really any way you can hold it up without blocking the player's movement. And then this area just same as always, we've added a bridge mesh and a tower in the background with an enemy on top of it, and the mountains in the background look really nice with the towers poking out and I feel the sky map fits really well with the mountains I have in the background. So that was a good decision by me too. And then after this trap you just jump over these 2 spinner traps. I might make one of those spinner traps so you need to duck under it instead of jump over it, because I've been seeing a lot of people miss that second jump and it would be easier just to duck instead of jump, so I might change that, but I'm not really sure. After that you just go on. I created another bridge here because I really didn't know what else to use for the meshing of a level, so I just figured that it's in the air, just make it a bridge attached to the castle, so I did. Just normal traps, you have to jump there to avoid that killing you. And as you could see, the lighting changed again to while he went inside. And I also used chains for that. I also used enemies here in my level because there was a trap here which involved hammers and the pendulum traps, but everyone thought it was too hard who got here, so I replaced it with 2 enemy traps, and I feel that works just as well. And it tells you what we leave open so you're not lost and confused on where to go next. When you go back up, I use a mover tool to move those chains to make it look like it was actually attached to a ceiling. And you go out, jump on the battlement. As you can see, this lighting is the bright colour instead of a dark colour I had outside. This is supposed to represent that, like, throughout the level it's turning into daytime, so like it's taking a long time to get through the level and the adventure and stuff, so that's why it's like lighter now. Then you get past all this and jump down, but there is a secret area if you time you jump correctly and get behind the gun with shooting the missile trap. There's also just a lever there you have to push to open the door. Those crusher traps have stayed the same, just added walls behind them for the... Oh yeah, just saying, if you haven't seen the other videos I've made of this level, you should really see them, as I'm focusing on explaining the meshing and other stuff I've added in this level, not the stuff that was originally there at the start. So you go through that and then just spring up and fly through, if I could do it right. Yeah, at the end of this video I will explain like how I feel about the meshes in the level and like if they're good or bad in my eyes. Here's a trap I added quite recently, not in the original video, just a bunch of spinner traps attached to a moving pipe, so it's like coming in and out of the wall. I feel it's quite a nice trap because it was quite an empty area otherwise. And just to make sure that people know to go down, it's not a death trap, I've made a down arrow out of collectibles, out of heart collectibles, out of health, so they know it's safe. And then this leads back just to the area with the crusher trying to crush you while you're escaping it downwards. Oh yeah, in this, I messed up a bit there. In this moving platform up here, if I did it correctly, it would just say at the top that there was a crusher going to crush you. So like if the player didn't understand and he went up there, then he would understand that the crusher's about to get him and he should just run down the next time. And then just go right down to the bottom of the area, don't wait for anything. Added torches on its side to look like the area's been weathered. And then just that's the ending to the second path of my level. Finally, my last path is the underground section of underground section, as I've gone up and in the middle. So the underground section was the first section I meshed fully with lava and all the rocks and then background and stuff. So I really like how it turned out. Oh yeah, right there is like a river that goes all the way down, and you can't really see it here, but it turns at the end, it goes round the back. But you might be able to see that in more aerial views of the level. Yeah, and then the lighting changed drastically into more orange, as this area is full of lava and like fire and stuff, so it fit a more orangey miney theme. And then there's just a secret area here if you press the lever next to it. Originally that was a moving platform, but I put it in the ground so it looked like it was actually coming out of the ground and not just a floating platform, as I didn't want stuff to look out of place. But it just says that it's a bottom route, so you actually know it's a bottom route. Yeah, I based this area around a mine shaft and like loads of pipes and stuff. Here, right there, I tried to make yeah, if you die right there, it sends you back quite a lot, so I might make a checkpoint like there or something, because it's quite a while to walk back if you die. There I attempted to make a lava fall to sprightly set up a bit, but I don't think it turned out that well, so if I were to make like a lava fall next time, I would try and do it differently and not like that, because it doesn't really look like a lava, like a waterfall with lava. It just looks like a flamethrower pointing downwards or something. But and then you just press that lever back there, which opens up that. This is also used to be a moving platform to get to that lever, but I changed it to jumpers to make it more interesting. And then the quite well the what's it called? The lighting changes quite nicely back into blue there, quite seamless. And then you just again press that lever to go into the, and then you know how this works. You press all the levers. Don't really need to show off the areas again, as I showed them in the other views. However, I haven't showed the area across the side where, oh, I fell off there. The area across the side where you can get extra loot and stuff. Oh, I missed it. I assure you that the jump is easy. It's just that I'm really bad at the game. That's the reason. So you jump on, and then there's just, you go on the rafters over here to get more, and then there's a hanging little rail trap in the background for more effect. And did I mention the table on the ground with, like, as for a dining room, it adds a lot of character to the room. No, this is all just the same. I will use all the, I will talk about all the different meshes and stuff at the end, like how I felt about them. Let me just get to the end of this level. Yeah. This area is themed around a cave, so sort of, and like it. Did I say it goes from a graveyard? No, from a forest into a graveyard, into a castle, into like underground section, into like an area with gold and stuff. And I'm going to show what happens if you press this lever. Might add a sign saying think before you press levers, as it's a bit unforgiving. If you press it, you just die, so you can't trust every single lever in the level, making the player learn that for like future levels and stuff. Sorry about my cold, but I have to do this. And then the X, if you press the X, it just brings up a barrier, and your choice is to either kill yourself with that or just wait till your death. So either is good. And then I'm just rushing to the end of the level now. Yeah, that area there at the very end of the grass is supposed to represent outside, as like you've tracked through the whole entire castle and you're finally outside again. I don't know if it works that well as there's light, but I'm not really sure, as it adds like a sense of reward, like you've gone through the entire castle and then you finally made it outside again. That was the last route of my level. So overall, I feel this project came out quite well. Yeah, unfortunately, I would have added more meshes around the place, but I didn't have much time, so I didn't add as much as I wanted to. And I was quite uncreative, so I didn't really know what meshes to put in some places. So the meshes were okay. I just like didn't really know what to put for them. So, but the rest of the project I feel turned out okay. Like my level design I feel is good, like with the different paths and the use of the IBF or whatever framework of Crusher at the end, and the other unique stuff like like the other stuff I have in my level. What was it called? Never mind. I'll probably remember it later, and like, but oh well. Oh yeah, and I didn't mention that at the start of the level, when you're at the trees, when you're at the forest, it's slightly blacker than when you go up and start at the blue, so it gradually gets like lighter over time in the level, and you start out like really black, then go a bit more blue. I could show it here, now, as I forgot to mention it. See, it's very black now, but when the person gets on the thing, it gets slightly bluer. So like it goes like from the darkness in the woods to the lightness of the night sky at dusk. So I feel that is all for this video walkthrough, and I will leave now. Bye.